TIFU by giving an homeless girl my room at an hotel. Over the weekend I was staying at a popular UK chain hotel and thought I was going to be there until Sunday night. Well, 1 p.m. comes and I get back to the hotel early from having lunch, and it turns out that they have a strict checkout time of 12 p.m. to get your money back, and I don't really want to stay there all day by myself miles away just for the sake of it. Over in the corner of the hotel lobby was a little lounge area with a sofa and some armchairs. There was a girl who must not have been much older than 18 or so asleep on the sofa, and you could tell from her appearance that she was sleeping rough and had come inside out of the rain. The hotel reception staff walked over to her and were asking her to leave, which I understand, but I felt horrible for her. I followed her out into the car park and offered her my room key if she promised not to trash the room and as long as she checked out on time. She agreed, and so I went on my way, not really thinking much about it other than how she wouldn't have to sleep outside in the rain. I spoke to my brother later on, and he informed me that if something bad happened to her in the room, then it would be on me. So I was panicked all last night. I tried calling the hotel to tell them of the situation but couldn't get through. Well, they called me this morning, and it turns out that she didn't only trash the room, but that she also urinated in the hallway, tried to smash the vending machine, and was in general a disturbance to other guests. The hotel informed me that I'd have to pay for any damage, and the reception lady gave me a very stern lecture about why they don't just give people rooms when they show up like that. Lesson learned. But at least an 18-year-old girl didn't have to sleep outside in the rain and be open to any number of dangerous situations for a night, I suppose. TLDR, I was checking out of an hotel early and there was an homeless girl sleeping in the lobby. She was being moved on, so I gave her my room key and let her have the room. She trashed it, and now I have to pay for damages. Edit. Thank you so much for the awards, guys. I've never had a big post on Reddit before, so it's hard to keep up, but I appreciate it. Can I borrow your car? Live and learn. LPT. If you need to ask someone to promise not to trash the room, then you should have just hit the brakes right there. Now this is a real post on this sub, rather than XX caught us having sex, so embarrassed lol. Hope your lesson was learned. This happened once in a hotel I worked at. Guy paid for 3 nights. Stayed 1 and partied with 2 women. Left them stay for the other 2. When housekeeping went in, everything was destroyed. TV, lamps, furniture, bed, everything. He was only charged $1,500 for damages and tried to dispute the charge, saying he wasn't the one who did it. We asked if knew the women who did the damage, and he couldn't even give a name. His wife called a few days later wanting an itemized bill of damages and photos to use in her divorce case. I have a sister with mental illness that lives on the street. A quick glance or talk doesn't always show you who a person is or what they're like. That is quite the foo. I'd probably ask for video evidence of what she did in case the hotel are billing you unnecessarily. Rough sleepers are generally willful in the UK, which is usually indicative of mental illness or drug abuse. Next time, say hi. Ask what's up for sure. Ask if she has somewhere to go. https www.streetlink.org.uk/. This is a great app and will help put professionals in touch with the person. Your heart was in the right place. Rough sleepers often need a lot more help though. No good deed goes unpunished. Disappointed. Stuff like this happens and people wonder why everybody is so cold to each other. Pretty hard to trust people nowadays. For all that, homeless people are far from all dangerous lunatics. There are a lot of homeless people who will make trouble for anybody near them. It was a very kind thing to do, just not a very smart thing to do. This kind of shit is why so many people lose faith in humanity and stop giving anyone they don't know the benefit of the doubt. It really sucks. Sorry that happened to you. I hope you continue doing kind things for people. Despite all of this, we were fostering a teen. So when my sister-in-law came to our home strung out yet seeking help again, we put her up in a local motel. Because we literally couldn't have her around our foster daughter, who'd suffered a ton of trauma from drug abuse in the past. This was at midnight, with the understanding that I'd be back to pick her up in 6 to 8 hours and we'd be driving 2 hours north to rehab first thing. I got a call from the front desk manager at 5 a.m. to come get her. She'd had people in and out of the motel all night. When I came to get her, the room was trashed. The screens were busted out of the window. There were needles all over. And evidence of other less than savory behavior. That is when I learned the lesson you did. Never put someone up in a motel room unless you were 100% ready to pay for any damage they might cause or might be pinned on them. Honestly, I consider it cheap. She could have died and then I'd have that on my conscience. But also be legally involved to boot. Look on the bright side. You tried to do the right thing. No one died. And now you've learned a lesson. I worked at a relatively expensive hotel and a woman got a homeless man a room for a few nights in. Even put money down for him to get room service. He proceeded to trash the room and run up charges on her card for renting porn on the TV. She ended up owing a couple grand if I remember correctly. Wonder why she pissed in the hallway with a whole room with a bathroom. This is why just giving homeless people things will not just magically end homelessness. These people are mentally ill mostly. They need rehabilitation, not a free house. You tried to do something nice and she took advantage of you. We need more people like you, not her, so don't let it change you being a nice person. Thank you for trying to spread some good in the world, and sorry you have to deal with the aftermath. This is the difficult part of the homeless issue. The reason it's almost impossible to solve is that most people aren't homeless just due to lack of work or a bad economic turn. Rather, they are homeless because they can't maintain a stable life. They destroy relationships and most things around them, either due to drug habits or mental illness, which really are two in the same thing. So it's not just about giving the homeless a home. If it were that easy, we could solve the issue. But most homeless need far more intensive help than a place to stay. As someone who worked professionally with the post-homeless in California, meaning those who wanted to leave the life, it's always best to leave trying to help the currently homeless to trained professionals. And they don't have much success. The homeless are overwhelmingly drug addicts and/or criminals. Majority of the mentally ill became that way due to drug use. Never once did I hear from one client that they were forced to be homeless. They will tell you they chose it. Many left because jail was so awful they'd do anything not to go back. Others simply hit 30 and knew it was make the change or die. Whatever the cause of them choosing street life, they are overwhelmingly, although not entirely, untrustworthy. Either they don't care about themselves, so why would they care for you, or they are straight up criminals, primarily thieves. This was my experience in CA. I will say conditions causing homelessness could be different elsewhere.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.